Hey everyone, this is Yashasvi. This video is part of my series to show you how the assistant coach platform works. In this video, we will be talking about the check-in viewer that's present in the platform. As coaches, we all know that reviewing client check-ins is like one of the most essential parts, and I have been doing it every week for multiple clients. So the check-in viewer that's here is a result of what I wanted to see in an ideal check-in viewer component. So yeah, let's get started. As you can see, this particular check-in, it's by a client named Sophia Anderson. At the top, it shows you, okay, which client's check-in is this. You also have this drop down, which shows you like all the different check-ins client has submitted. So right now we're reviewing the latest one, which is March 23, but you could jump to any check-in that you want if you want to reference any previous things that they have submitted. Check-in viewer is divided into different components. The first one is training and metrics. One thing I would use that, okay, this is the check-in viewer for me as a coach, like as the questions that I ask my clients, but everything is customizable as per your needs. So as a coach, you might want to ask different clients so that you can easily on the platform. So what I do, system also supports by default. You don't need to put in a lot of effort to actually have these check-ins, which I'm going to show you. So at first you have this training and mission. So it has the number of days worked out, the average sleep that they had, the average number of steps, and the water intake that they had. And you can see all of these values. They also tell you how they have differed from the last time a client submitted the check-in. Same for steps. So we can see like steps have reduced a bit, sleep has reduced a bit for this client. Their water intake has increased. And then there are all trend lines just to give you an idea of where the value is headed, like what's the minute of a particular metric. And if you want to see some long-term trends for these metrics, you click on this for long-term trends. So it will track entire check-in history. So if they have been meeting for last 6 months, it will show you exactly how these values have differed, how these values compare to all of the previous check-ins that they have submitted. So you can see this client sleep has been hovering around 7 hours, and then same with steps. You see pretty much everything. You just hover on a point, so it tells you that okay, on 19th January, this was the steps value for that client. So it gets very easy to look at any information on a particular date. Same with the number of workouts and water intake. So that's the first section of the check. As we know that all of the four values, how much important role they play in client's progress. The second section, measurements. Of course, this is a very much progress the client is making. So if they are doing a cut, so want to see a graph like this. So you have the weight measurement, you have then different body measurements like waist, hips, arms, thighs. So these are the measurements that actually system supports by default. But if you want to have more measurements, you can still add them. And you would have a similar view even those measurements. And then one more thing, I would 1.7 kgs since their last check-in. So their last check-in was 16 March and this check-in is 23. So 1.7 kg in a single week sounds a bit too intense to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a note. So here is this add note button where, so what I do usually is like whenever reviewing check-ins, I take this note throughout the review. I take multiple notes so that I don't forget about what I feel about a particular value. So for example, this is the note I would take that the weight change feels a bit drastic. You want to add a to-do, not just a note. You could also mark this as a to-do so that you don't need to remind yourself, okay, this is what you need to do for that particular client. In this case, I don't want a to-do, so I will just save the note. So note is saved, and You can, of course, access all the notes here from the sidebar. And then going to the next section. So as coaches, we know that like all the objective numbers we that you saw above, they don't really tell you the whole story, right? Some of those numbers might be moving, some of those might not be moving, but you also need to understand actually how the client is feeling while following your program. So you need some subjective input as well for the client. This is the next section that actually allows you to do that. So these are some of the questions that I ask my clients usually, like what were their wins from the last week, what was the challenge they were facing, or how was the nutrition adherence. If you notice, like there is no metric above which could really tell you about the nutrition adherence, right? So I get to know it from this section. And then, as we know, stress level plays an important role as well. And then, yeah, I also ask them always about if I have a consistent sleep routine, because uh, that really plays a role, no matter if you are cutting or you are in bulk journey. And then the last part is progress pictures, comparing the progress pictures. So you can easily compare the progress pictures for this check-in versus the last check-in, or if so, compare front, side, back. Of course, you can zoom in, zoom out, whatever you want. If the client has submitted a wrong angle, you can, of course, rotate the pictures as well. Uh, and then this is the comparison from first when the client started, which was Jan 5, to today's check-in, which is March 23. Um, so, and some people actually prefer a different view, which is this slider view instead of side by side. So when I click on that, it switches to this kind of view. So I've while talking to some coaches, realized that some coaches, it's better for them to analyze the pictures using this way. Personally, I actually like the side by side view more because I find it more intuitive. It's up to you. So that's these are different submitted by the client. You have pictures, you have subjective feedback, you have body measurements, and you have some training and metrics. Uh, as you see, like at the top of the check-in, also see what goals we are chasing for this client, so that you know that against what goals you are reviewing the client check-in, right? Like if we are targeting a particular weight for the client, if we are targeting particular strength for the client, so you can see all of those goals here. Um, and then while reviewing the check-in, if you also want to have a look at the meal plan, you can see this sidebar, which you can just tap on meal plan here and it will show you, okay, what's the current meal plan that client has. And then same as the workout plan. You can, in just one tap, you could see, okay, this client has been in this workout plan. So now you have reviewed the complete check-in. Now you want to get back to the client, right? So you have this coach response option. So here where the assistant comes into picture, why the product is named assistant coach. So we have this, you have an option of manually writing this response, or you have an option of generating a draft using AI. So what AI would do here, so if I click it, uh, it will actually analyze current check-in values and will also take into account your writing style. How do you usually write your check-ins? And then the notes that you have taken, it will also take into account while writing the check-in. So as you see, it take 8 seconds. It has returned you a pretty good draft of the response that you can get back to the client. If you remember, we had this note where we noted that the weight is a bit drastic drop this week. So the check-in response has that. So the response is grounded into the notes that you are taking. It's not some random response. And then you can edit anything if you want here. For example, you just want to remove this line from here. And then the moment you save response, uh, and now you are done reviewing the check-in. So this response would be visible to the clients on their client app as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. what the platform offers to review check-ins. Um, if you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to drop a comment or reach out to me. I would be happy to help. And if you want to give this software a try, we'll drop the link in the comments. Thank you.